Recording in Audacity.
Yep, recording. Man, see, it's the 50s, kids. Let's sing about sex.
We're gonna make whoopee upstairs, see?
Singing about whoopee upstairs, and if you want to misbehave, you have to stick your hot dog in my fanny. Ooh.
I hope that dog's got some mustard in it, otherwise I'm disgusted, you see?
You ready for comedy, kids? That's right, that's a penis.
You know, we're talking about putting a roll in the fanny. We're gonna have a sloppy dog, see?
When I thought we were going to enter the Schneiderverse, I didn't think it was a 50s black and white movie, but here we are.
You told me that we shouldn't do that. I did pick this movie, though, and you're glad I picked it, because this movie's fine. It's fine. This movie's just kind of fine.
Welcome to Rough Cuts.
Dogs, they're coming. They're coming your way. They'll be here soon.
There's a connection. There's got to be.
That's what I've been telling you. The dog is hot. He's the kiss of death. She's in danger. They'll kill her too. Let me out of here.
You two will roar with laughter because it's the most hilarious picture that's ever hit the screen.
It's kind of fine.
It's kind of fine. Yeah. Just stamp on it, put it on the back of the wall. It's kind of fine. Rough Cuts podcast.
Yup.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
So, we watched Behave Yourself?
Behave Yourself.
Yeah, Behave Yourself.
1951 black and white comedy epic.
Yes,
Behave Yourself.
We were just scrolling through Amazon, and we kept on deciding between different movies, and then finally I was like, okay, do you remember the Shaggy DA? Because that Behave Yourself movie that you have there listed as a dog movie looks like some wild bullshit. And it wasn't, but it was also good.
It's like a pretty okay 50s comedy. Mm-hmm. That also has some wild bullshit.
There's a little bit of wild.
But it's not as bad. It's not as bad as the DA. Yeah, like
no, it's less goofy, but like I actually think that it's like the Shaggy DA. Some of it is almost like unintended. Almost, do you know what I mean? Like it's
a little bit, yeah,
a little bit, and some of this is a bit too. But it feels like a lot of the jokes held up
somehow. Also, there's a massive body count.
There's a lot of people that die in this movie.
We joke about body counts in dog movies sometimes, but this is actually a real body count.
There's like a dozen deaths in this film. It's actually like 8, but
it's like 7 or 8. Yeah, that's a lot.
It's for sure 8. I remember counting.
That guy kills the entire gang.
He takes them out barehanded.
What the hell?
No, this movie's weird. I'm surprised at how many jokes held up. I think that it's because the jokes are kind of timeless classics. Like the moment of the main character's name is Denny.
Yes.
And all the cops are Orion, Orion, McGill, like they're all like something. Like it's like there's kind of this joke that all the cops are Irish, which is like okay, and then. The one cop keeps on going like, listen here, Denny, and he's like, no, my name's just Denny. And he goes, oh? And it's like, okay, that's really good. Like, it's a little who's on first thing, and it's like kind of perfect. It's just
there's a lot of wordplay, and they're not really relying on slapstick, which is kind of what we were expecting, to be honest.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I thought that there would be like a lot of the slapstick that we saw in the Shaggy DA, which by the way was also actually really fun, where they have like a man in a dog suit like climbing ropes, like jumping, all these like weird bullshit like that, and there's a lot of weird slapstick to it, and it's just great because it's just this guy in a dog suit doing bullshit. But this one, it didn't really rely on the slapstick, but there was a lot of wordplay stuff.
So like the main situation of the film is essentially what is it? There's counterfeiters and smugglers that are somehow working together, but also not.
There's just like a whole bunch of criminals that apparently know about this just counterfeiting ring.
All in random gangs trying to like break into this counterfeiting ring. And one of them has a deal. So they're going to use a dog to lead the other criminals to them to actually complete the deal. That's the setup. So what?
Yeah, they're supposed to get $100,000 in counterfeit money, and the way they're gonna do that is he drops a dog off at like the train station.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, it's the 50s. Like, it's one of those things where it's like it's kind of out of time, but that's because, like, I don't know. I guess they probably had like a way to drop stuff off like that.
Hey, Mac, I got this dog. See, and when someone comes over here, I wrote this letter. You give it to him, okay? Here's $1.
Yeah,
oh man, $1.
Damn, a whole 1951 United States dollar. Oh my god.
Oh baby.
But no, it's like, but that's the basic setup. Is that, like you said, the dog is supposed to be trained to take them to the location, and then the dog gets away from the guy, so he goes to take it to it, and he's like, I guess they trained a dog. Like, what the hell is this? And phones his boss, and he's like, am I supposed to follow this dog? And then the dog gets lost.
That seems funny, though, because, like, so the patsy who's supposed to pick up the dog does so, and he calls his partner, and he's like, hey, I got the thing. Oh, you got the thing? Great. Let's hear about it. What'd you get? A dog. A dog? A dog. What's a dog? You know, a thing with 4 legs, and it wags its tail? You mean a dog? Yeah.
Yeah, they have a whole thing. That is literally this conversation. You're not wrong. Yeah.
You know, wait, an animal that licks its own ass? Yeah, a dog.
Yeah. Like it'll hump your leg. It eats peanut butter. They're real funny when they eat it.
Oh, you mean a dog?
You can make them look like they're talking if you do it right.
And they just keep going with it.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it was good. The dog breaks away from the patsy, and he starts following this other guy home. And at the same time, he gets, like, that guy that was wandering off, he had talked to his wife back at home because she's reminding him that it's their anniversary.
Which he forgot, because he's a dumbass.
Because he's a fucking moron.
Everyone in this movie is a fucking idiot at some point.
Yeah, but his wife is like, hey, I got something special. I'm wearing something special for you tonight, you know, for our thing. He's like, oh, our thing? What thing? You know, the thing that happened 2 years ago. Oh, something happened 2 years ago? God.
And then she's like, well, yeah, it's our anniversary. And she's like, oh, why'd you have to ruin the surprise? And I'm like, I don't think it was a surprise that it was their anniversary.
But it's really funny because she's like, I'm wearing this special gift I got for you. You could see my neck.
Yeah, the neckline's kind of low. And she's just wearing, like, the most conservative dress. It's so good. It's funny when it's the 50s. And I loved his reply, which is apparently like a 50s-ism, but you got the furniture for it, honey.
Yeah, the furniture, because they're boobs. Get it?
I guess.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've never heard that, but I kind of want to use it.
Well, okay, let's not... What they did in the 50s is they would sit on her... like a chair. Like a chair. I'm not going to get into detail. Kids, ask your parents.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to...
Yeah.
I like... You know, you just lay her down, you sit on it, read the newspaper, have your morning coffee.
Yeah, I mean, look, kids, ask your parents.
Mm-hmm.
But, okay, so he goes to a store to try and buy her a nightgown or some gift because he fucked up. Yeah. And he just picks out a random gown that's on, like, this weird wireframe mannequin that looks like it's a wireframe fighter from Virtua Fighter. Yeah, this old wireframe mannequin. It looks really... It looks like a modern art piece rather than a... It's great.
Mannequin, honestly.
But the dog follows him into the store and pulls down another mannequin, breaking a display in a window. Mm-hmm. So then he gets blamed for it, because the dog, like, very cute, like... follows him and then, like, you know, scrunches across the floor.
He's like, no, it ain't my dog. See, and he's like, well, it came in with you. And then they turn and look at the dog, and the dog's like you said, it's crawling on the floor really slowly towards him, and he's going, no,
you son of a
bitch. He's just, like, having this, like, breakdown about this dog crawling.
Yeah.
That was really good. I forgot about that.
That's a good joke.
Your dog did it. What dog?
Where did he come from?
He came in with you. Have you any idea how much damage he's done? Hey, what is this? He's not my dog. This doesn't even begin to pay for it. Hey, you're crazy. I never saw this dog before in my life. Is it my fault if he... Oh, don't. No.
Oh, no.
Please.
Oh, no!
Me?
That's really good. That's really good.
Okay.
Okay. It was really good. The like distress in his voice is this super cute little Yorkshire Terrier like is crawling towards him on the ground, and he's like, "No, see, no, not my dog."
God damn it. Yeah. So he goes home and starts coming up with a plan to tell his wife what happened, but he has to lie about it. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, well, somebody mugged me in the street.
Yeah, one guy knocked into me, and the nightgown fell out of my arms. It was all wrapped, see, and then another guy accidentally tripped over it, and it kicked it into the street, and then a car hit it, and it fell into the sewer.
Yeah, like, and then in his head he hears his mother-in-law's voice say, "Uh-huh." Like, shit, that won't work.
One of the things that I also wrote down is that she had also told him when she was calling, just because I thought it was really good. She's like, "Oh, you picked up the groceries, right?" Like, he's like, "Oh yeah, you needed milk, butter, gin."
Milk, butter, and gin. The only things you buy.
The three main food groups of the 50s.
Like, those are like the top of the food pyramid in the 50s. Mm-hmm. It's gin, then below it is milk and butter.
Yeah, milk. You got your gin, and then your dairy.
And then bread. Yeah, and then
bread.
Vegetables below, and that's how it goes.
Vegetables? What are those?
The fuck are those?
I think you mean meat.
Lamb chops are technically there with the gin.
Yeah.
According to this movie, anyway.
God.
I'm amazed there wasn't, like, aspic, like, Jell-O mold shit in this movie either. Like, that felt like that would have been there.
Yeah, there's some old-timey stuff in this for sure. It's good.
But, so, he had a little gift card he wrote for the nightgown that got, thrown on the floor and the whole situation at the store. And the dog grabbed it and then followed him home. And as he answers the door, the wife's like, "Where's my gift?" And the dog shows up with the note saying, "Hey, happy anniversary, hun."
The note in its mouth, yeah.
So she, of course, assumes the dog was the gift, which, by the way, don't buy pets as gifts. Probably a bad idea.
Please don't do this.
But
all right, I have a recommendation for everybody who listens to our podcast. Don't go out to a 1950s store with a weird wire mannequin and a $300 nightgown. Accidentally have a dog that you've given a treat to follow you and smash the store up, and then go home to your wife and give it to her as an anniversary gift after you've just stolen it. That's a really bad idea. Don't do that for gifts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, as a tip, you'll get like at least 8 bodies out of it.
Yeah, there's gonna be a fucking just a line of bodies. Line of bodies. But okay, so she assumes it's their dog that he brought home for her, and takes it in, and it's the cutest fucking thing. This dog is so cute.
Really. I love this dog. This dog was really good.
So they start playing with the dog, and they're going upstairs to make whoopee.
Yes.
To have the sex.
Put the hot dog in the... Whoa. You can't just say that. A hot dog in the bun. You gotta...
Oh, yeah.
This is the 50s. We don't say things like that.
To fill the taco.
Yeah. To sit in the furniture.
Okay, hold on. That's a very specific thing. Come on. So,
hey, listen, she's got the furniture for it. So
look, whatever they do in the bedroom is none of my business. But okay, so, but the dog won't go to sleep because he wants to play.
Find some change in the couch cushions, as it were.
I don't know when these people go to work, because they go to bed every night at 3 a.m.
Yeah, every single night they're like, it's like, oh my god, it's 3 a.m, and then they wake up 3 times during the night, and they get up at 6, and you're like, Jesus Christ, did nobody sleep in the 50s?
No, and the wife always has a bottle of wine somewhere and is holding it.
Yeah,
she's a total total wino. It's great.
I love when they actually have when he comes home too and she's celebrating, there was a really good moment of him like pouring out drinks. I thought they were martinis, but it looks like it was actually champagne. Still really good because she's like, oh no, like, I don't know, I don't handle my liquor well, like, I shouldn't have too much. And she's like, oh, come on, like, let's celebrate, and pours her a glass. And she goes, all right, and just takes it and fucking chugs it in one goddamn drink. She just like fucking downs it. It's like 1, 2, gone. And you're like, Jesus Christ, no wonder why you can't handle it if you drink like that.
It's funny because she's like, oh, you know how I get when I drink? And I don't know, maybe. And then
immediately cage standing.
In the next scene, she's upside down with like a fucking tube in her throat from the keg. And like, Jesus Christ, lady. Like, yeah. Yeah.
She's like just like smashing a beer on her forehead and drinking out of it, like just
so this guy wants to get rid of this dog because he doesn't even want the dog because it like ruined his day basically.
Yes.
So he's looking in the paper the next day, I believe.
Well, the reason why it ruined his day too, though, is that when they go up to make Whoopi, is the dog. There's a great scene of the dog comes up there with him, and he's like, "Oh well, your mother's out of the house right now because apparently they live with the mom. Like, the mother. He's kind of a bum. He's at least for like what the show is trying to say, and he's like, he's not." The mother-in-law kind of hates him because they're still living in her house, even though they've been married 2 years, because he can't find a job or something. They don't really get into it, but it's just kind of like, oh, apparently he still lives with her for some reason. Never elaborate on it. And the thing is that he's like, okay, well, your mom's out, like, it's time for us to go upstairs and have some anniversary time. And then the dog goes into the room, so it's like, oh, well, And she's like, well, it wants to play. And he's like, it's 2 a.m. Like, I want to go to sleep. See what I'm saying? Tries to throw things out the door for the dog. Dog's yeah, okay, I see what you're trying to do. Like, runs to the entrance of the bedroom, but he can't actually, every time that he throws something out of the door, the dog's kind of like, yeah, no, I want to stay in the bedroom. I'm not gonna let you guys do anything, which is just the perfect pet owner thing.
Yeah.
As a pet owner, trying to get an animal out of a room that it wants to be in is impossible. Anytime that you want to be alone.
This might be the most realistic dog ever filmed.
It really is. Yeah, they do a good job of like the dog being a actual dog.
Yeah, it's good. But okay, so they can't make Whoopi. They can't, plant the magic beans, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. They can't fill the taco.
Yeah.
They can't sit in the furniture. They can't look for change in the couch cushions.
Yeah, look for change in the couch. Is that a sex thing?
Wait,
what? Hold on.
In the 50s, apparently.
Okay.
She's got the furniture for it, Boyks. She's got the furniture for it. You gotta do it.
Look. So... Yeah, the next day, though, in the paper, there's an ad that was put in for the dog, which was lost. He's like, oh, I'll just bring back the dog, and I'll get a different dog, and she'll never know. Or I'll say it was lost, and we'll replace it. It's fine. I don't want this dog, though. This dog sucks.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of funny, because he calls the number that's in the paper, and it immediately cuts to this guy getting punched in the face.
Background, they're just working this dude.
Yeah, and another gangster answers his phone. Like, oh, you found the dog. Oh, yeah, my daughter's been crying. Shut up!
Stop hitting him!
Yeah, he's like just whacking this guy in the face in another room next to him. Like,
yeah, it was the guy that specifically lost the dog. They're apparently like doing some kind of punishment for him being a dumbass and losing the dog.
Yep.
And they try and like prop him up against the dresser, and he's like, okay, like, stay right there. And of course he like slides down and thumps onto the floor in the middle of his hall and stuff. And it's actually a really good little bit. This is why the things hold up, is because it's all shit like that, which is just like, that's just a universal good joke.
It's a good joke. So they tell Jonas, who is that guy, to stay there in that apartment for when this guy that called shows up with the dog so he can collect it, right?
Yeah.
And then give him the reward by telling that guy to piss off.
Yeah. They're like, okay, well, we'll give you we'll give him a reward, and then he can leave. We'll have the dog. All right, all good. We're going to leave. You stay here, Jonas.
Yep. And then at that point, our main character takes the dog, which they've named Archie the dog, to the apartment to go ahead and hand him back. But at that exact moment, as Jonas is
he didn't actually bring Archie because his wife wouldn't let him. His wife's like, no, I want to keep the dog.
It's a cute dog.
I'll bring it back tonight, is what he was going to say. And so he goes over there with...
just to let him know, like, hey, I will be bringing this dog, but I can't right now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But Jonas is on the phone with the gangsters. He's like, hey, how do I know somebody didn't follow me, you know? Like, that guy's going to be here. What's going to happen? I've been stabbed. I'm dying. They're
stabbing me through the curtain with this butter knife.
This dull knife.
That was one of the few things where I'm like, okay, this isn't actually intended, and it's hilarious. Because there's the guy in the curtain who has a literal butter knife. Like, when they show it stab into his back, I'm like, that's a fucking butter knife. That's a butter knife. Stabs him through the curtain and into the back with a butter knife.
The guy who stabbed him is Gillian, who's the best character. Do you want to talk about Gillian? I love Gillian.
It's just Gilly.
Oh, is it Gilly?
Yeah, Gilly.
Yeah, it's Gilly. Yep.
Gilly. But yeah, so it's just Gilly. God, I love Gilly. So Gilly kills this man, and then he hears like the door buzz, which is our main character, Denny coming in. And he has to like grab this body and stuff it under the couch and stuff. And try and pretend that, like, there's no dead body here. And the guy comes in. He's sitting on the couch, and, like, there's, like, this leg sticking out from underneath. And he's, like, constantly, like, trying to find ways to jump back in. Under. Yeah. Like, oh, body's slipping out. Oops. Keep kicking it under the couch. And has the big conversation with him. Eventually kicks him out and is like, that wrong dog. We didn't actually want it. And he's like, well, but the dog's not even here. He's like, get out of the apartment.
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
Get the fuck out. Whatever. And then he goes over, picks up the phone, and calls the cops. And he's like, there's been a murder. And it's like, oh, someone's been murdered. He's like, yeah, I did it. See? I like murdering. Murdering's the best. You want to come down here? Come get this guy killed. It's real fun. And then, just to fuck with people, Gilly is the entirety of the, like, I'm going to cause problems on purpose.
On purpose. So good. Well, like, he puts the phone down, right? Yeah. Because he starts, like, grabbing his things to leave. And the cop's like, hey, don't you leave. Don't do anything crazy. Shut the fuck up, cop.
Yeah, he just, shut up. But also he grabs the body. This was really good to me. Because he grabs the body and drags it out into the middle of the room. And he goes, there, maybe now the cops will actually trip over it. Just to fucking, like, just dig at the cops instantly. And then he grabs the guy, Denny, our main character. He had given him his card, a business card. So he's like, this will be funny as shit. Grabs the card, sticks it in the dead guy's hand, and like claps them over his chest real nice, like it's a calling card for a murderer. Yeah. And then he just leaves. And it's so good. What the fuck is happening?
Yeah? Yes.
Who did it? Oh, I did it.
Yes.
All by myself.
What?
Where's the body?
Is this a gang, mister? What's your name? Where do you live? Give me the address.
Hey, Russell, trace this call.
Now, don't hang up.
Oh, shut up.
Don't go away.
It's so good. So he goes back to his boss, Kingpin, from Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, Kingpin, I went to that place, but I didn't find anything. It was just Jonas. Oh, you found Jonas? Yeah, I killed him. You always kill him, Gilly.
You always just killing. You're such a cut up, Gilly.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, that's what I did to him. I cut him up.
Yeah, I cut him up with the knife. I stabbed him.
I had to go stabbing. You don't understand. You went for a gun, and I had to just keep stabbing. That is not true at all. He did not go for a gun. He just
stabbed him in the back. Yeah.
He's like, you stabbed him immediately again, didn't you, Gilly? And he's like, no, we went for a gun. It's like, no, bullshit. Gilly just likes stabbing. Yeah. I fucking love Gilly. Oh Gilly's such a great character.
Oh my god. So Kingpin in his hot tub is sitting there talking to him. And he's like, well, did anything else happen? Oh yeah, some stiff showed up. Talking about a dog or something. I don't know. I told him to fucking leave. Kicked him out. Oh, that's weird. Well, go back. If he's coming back later, that stiff will come back, so...
Yeah, Kingpin's like, you fucking moron, don't you know that the classic dog smuggler trick where they train a dog to lead you to the stuff? And he's like, oh yeah, I forgot, like in Belize.
Oh yeah, that thing that happened. Fuck, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a classic. Everybody does that. And it's like, is that a thing that people do? I guess in the 50s, yeah. I don't know.
But he has a good line. He's like, hey, why'd you call the cops, Gilly? What the fuck? You called the cops? Why would you do that, Gilly? Oh, well, somebody has to be considerate for the other tenants, you asshole.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Leave a dead body there to stink up the place? What about the other tenants? Gilly's got a sense of honor, and I fucking love him. It's so good. There's also, like, it's really weird because the guy, it's like, so Kingpin is in the bathtub with all these bubbles this whole time. Yeah. And then, like, halfway through the conversation, he gets up out of the tub, and Gilly, like, towels him off.
Yeah, no, they're very close. Like, yeah.
It's a weird scene. It's strange. In any case, like, what are you gonna do? Just leave a dead body in there? You gotta consider the other tenants.
Dude,
Come on.
Dumbass.
Did your mother ever tell you to clean up after yourself? What the fuck's wrong with you?
So
Gilly's like, I'm here to cause problems, but I'm not gonna leave a mess.
Yeah, Kingpin leaves with I don't know what. I guess he just leaves because he tells Gilly to stay. For some reason.
I don't know exactly what was up with that.
Because what they did was they put a ad in the paper for the same dog.
Yeah, they're like, I see what we can do. We can just do a new ad.
Yeah. And then they get another dog to replace it to like try and trick this whole thing was confusing because it never led to anything. But they got another dog to try and trick the counterfeiters to give them the money or something.
Yeah,
but
it didn't
really go anywhere.
No, I don't even like they never resolved that even.
No, they didn't. Kingpin just leaves. He's gone.
He just leaves. Like they get a fake dog. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, why are they doing that? And you're like, oh, well, to get the money, I think. And I'm like, well, but they've got a scheme to get the real dog. Why would they need a fake dog? And it's like, I don't know. Like the movie didn't know either because he walks out with that dog and he's never seen
comes
again.
Back.
Kind of
no, he went to go deal with Spider-Man. That's why.
Yeah, I had to go and get Spider-Man.
Yep. Show me pictures of Spider-Man, goddammit.
Yeah, like the Kingpin says.
Yeah, like the Kingpin in Spider-Man. You know, like Hadouken.
Yeah. I love
Kingpin.
Kingpin.
Hadouken.
When he
Hadouken.
Oh god, I love when he does like the big like 100-handed thing, going like Yeah, he's great. And then we get this scene, which I really loved the way they did this, which is, so Gilly's upstairs now, and he's got a new ad for the same dog, and Denny's like, oh shit, like so he gets, oh god, there's a lot I guess that happens in between here. So first, Denny goes home, and then he gets taken in by the police. The police show up at the house. And the mother-in-law's like, see, I always know he was no good, you idiot. And the police take him in. He has a whole thing with them where he's yelling at them like, no, read the paper. I was over there to do this dog thing. Like, I don't know about my card being there. I left it with the guy because I was trying to leave his dog.
Yeah.
They take him down to the station. They're like, oh, that's a bullshit story, and they don't believe him at all. The cops are really believable in this movie, by the way. The cops are all morons and assholes. And it's really good. Well, they play it up, too. It's, like, done specifically as, like, hey, these cops are fucking dumbasses. In any case, he goes down to the station. It's so good, because they take him in, and the captain, I don't know, something, one of the head police officers.
Yeah, one of them.
Is there, and he's like telling all of his officers to go out and do whatever he's telling them to do some detectivizing.
He's saying it's Gilly. Gilly's the one they're looking for, who murdered the Jonas guy, the first one.
Yeah, it's Gilly the Blade.
Yeah.
He goes into a whole thing on that, and then they bring in Denny, and he immediately goes, what the hell are you bringing him in here for? Smuck, just send him out.
Fucking get rid of him.
They just turn around and kick him right back out right after arresting him for no reason. It's great.
God damn it.
So he's like, all right, fuck it, whatever. I'm gonna go and do this. So he at the time he goes like, no. See, like it's in the paper, and he grabs the paper from the cops.
Yeah.
And he's like, but it's the next day's paper, and he's like, see, look, there's an ad in there. It's right for. Wait, this isn't the same address. What the fuck?
Yeah.
This is the same goddamn address.
So
It's
he's
different
like, oh,
address.
maybe I got the address wrong or something is his thought, I guess, right? So
Yeah.
he's going to go do it at the other address instead.
And this
Yeah.
is the scene that I was thinking that I really loved, because as he's heading over there to do the exchange now with Gilly and give them the dog, there's a couple of other gangsters. There's Paz Chalmentary.
Yeah.
Looks so much like Chaz Palminteri. But, and another, like, big, thick, like, Coke bottle glasses gangster. And they're another group. Like, there's a lot of weird groups of gangsters all fighting over this money. And they show up and figure all this stuff out as well. So they're like, we're going to go and kill Gilly. And shows them walk into the hotel. They talk to the guard. And then it's just a cut of the elevator, and it's showing like the little dial like of where the elevator is going on floors.
Yep.
And it shows it go whoop, up to the penthouse. When it goes to the penthouse, you hear bang bang, and then it goes back to one, and then it's like
All in
walk out,
one
and it's like,
shot.
that's really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's perfect because that's everything you needed to know. It's like, oh, they went up there, they shot him in the face, and then they left. And, of course, right after that, Denny walks in, and it's like, God damn it, there's been another goddamn murder right in front of me. What the fuck? What's with this dog?
Because he walks in, Gilly went into the hot tub, and he's got a bull in his brain, right in the middle of his eyes. And so Denny panics and, like, drops his hat, and he's like, oh, fuck, my hat, and runs back to get it, but he leaves his fucking card again, you dumb asshole.
He's also doing a whole thing because he thinks that Gilly is Jonas, the first person that he was supposed to meet. So when he sees him in there, he's like, oh, Mr. Jonas, you're supposed to be dead. Oh, you are dead. Fuck.
Yeah,
Wait,
because he thinks
but
the
you're
same
dead
guy
twice.
died twice, yeah. What?
Oh, you're dead twice. What the fuck?
So he goes to the cops, he's like, fucking Jonas died twice, I don't know what to tell you, he's fucking dead.
Yeah, and there's like this whole. This is where we get the "Oh Denny" scene.
Yeah,
where like they go like it's like, oh, my name's not Oh Denny, it's Denny. Oh.
So
like
yeah, because at this point he starts putting together that like, oh, that dog's hot. Somebody wants that dog, clearly.
Yes.
Because he looks in the paper and it's another different address.
Yeah, because
somebody's
no.
doing the
See,
bit
look, I was
again,
responding
right?
to a new thing in the paper. Look, I'll grab today's paper and show you. And he looks and he's like, wait, what the fuck? This is a third address.
Yeah.
It's the Kingpin has put in another ad, but at a different location now, and tried to lure him again. And he's like, you better get down there. There's going to be a bunch of dead bodies.
And they go there, and there's a bunch of dead bodies.
There's a bunch of dead bodies. Kingpin's dead. Spider-Man killed Kingpin. Spider-Man got the black suit and just went all ape shit on their ass.
And it's funny because, like, so all the cops are in the room with Kingpin and some other random guy that both died. Because our two gangsters that killed Gilly. I keep saying Gillian. They killed him, and then they went and killed Kingpin and his co-conspirator, or whatever. His other mobster. But, so they're in the room. They brought Denny for some fucking reason to the room. With everybody else. And
because they keep on suspecting him for no fucking reason. Because the cops are totally incompetent.
Idiots. But so the chief is there, like walking over the bodies all awkwardly, just pandering around the room, like taking wide steps over the bodies.
Yeah, he's pacing back and forth, but he has to like jump over the bodies every time. It's really fucking funny.
And he's like, who could have done it? Was it this guy? No. Was it this? No. The dog? What about the dog? Oh no, he couldn't have done it.
I don't think he did it. He was went home with my wife.
So like they resolve that. They go back home, and then the wife, Mrs. Denny, takes the dog for a walk past the same point where the dog had stopped previously, which is where they were supposed to originally meet to get the counterfeiters' money to trade for the smuggling goods.
Yeah,
or something.
whatever that is.
And the bottle, glassist guy, the smuggler, or whatever he is, the counterfeiter, walks up to her, takes the thing out of her hand that she was holding, like a wrapped piece of meat or something is what it looked like, and then hands her a giant bag of cash and just runs.
Yes. Yeah, he just rips it off of her, throws her a whole bunch of cash, and races out. Which I don't get, because then they try and get the cash off of her later, but...
Yeah, because, like, okay, so... Because they gave it to the wrong person, right? Is the thing.
I guess, but they didn't know the money was counterfeit.
They didn't at the time, but they wanted the money, you see? Cause,
it's weird. It's weird. Anyway,
but so they realized, like, oh shit, what she had in hand was bones for her dog. What the hell is this? This isn't... What? This isn't,
yeah,
this
they just,
what
like,
we
old
wanted.
shoot up
what?
bones.
Some bullshit. So... Okay. The guy tries to get rid of the dog again.
Yeah, Archie. Yeah. Denny tries to get rid of
Archie again because he hates this dog. And Mrs. Denny puts in an ad in the paper to get the dog, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he drops it off at, like, this really, really, really sleazy boarding house kind of thing. Like a dog kennel where... And it's like... The guy's even like, oh, like, well, do you want us to, like, clip the dog and wash it? And he's like, they hate that, right? And he goes, yeah, generally. And he goes, yeah, I want both.
Both of those things.
Fuck this dog up. And then he walks over and, like, the guy gives him his receipt. He's like, yeah, all right, you're going to need this to pick up the dog. Then he walks over to the dog and is like, huh, you want this? You see how I'm going to take you home? Yeah, fuck you. And rips it up and throws it in the dog's face.
What an asshole. And, like, a little bit before that, they also brought the counterfeit money. Oh, God, the counterfeit money. Right.
Yeah, so at the same time as this, the counterfeit money
because the wife has the money, and she's on the... Like, she calls him. She's like, hey, we're rich. We're fucking rich. What? We got so much money. We're rich. I don't care. I don't know what you did. I don't care how you murdered. We'll get the best lawyers.
yeah. She's like, I don't even care how many people you murdered if you've got this much money. Jesus Christ, murder more.
And the whole time, the mother-in-law has her money counting glasses on and sitting there.
And she's like rolling in the money like fucking Scrooge McDuck.
4.
The mother-in-law is like loving this. All of a sudden, she's like, I don't give how many people he kills as long as he brings in cash. This guy's great. Why couldn't he have been murdering earlier?
Yep. So he runs home to be like, what the fuck? Where'd this come from? And they're looking at it. He's like, no, look, this isn't even real. You can't keep this money. What? It's not real.
This is the most obvious phony shit ever. Look at this money.
Look at this. There's fake. Like, this guy's nose is running. This one's crying. This one doesn't even have a nose. Like,
all of it's really bad phony money, apparently.
Like, her and the mother-in-law got fooled, basically, because they're just like money.
Yes.
So they take it to the cops. And they're like, hey, we got all this money. And the cop, like, takes a glance at it. He's like, any fucking idiot could tell that. Any moron. Any person, the lowest intelligence.
Yeah, the lowest of the low. The absolute dumbest people in the universe. You'd have to be totally blind. And even then, you'd feel the difference. These things are the most garbage fucking Monopoly money bullshit I've ever seen. And the wife's just sitting there like...
right to the wife's face. Holy shit.
Yeah, because, like, they throw it on... Like, and when you say he glances at it, like, they throw it on his desk and, like... a couple of bills fall out, and he, like, glances at it and looks back at them, and he's like, what the fuck do I want counterfeit money for?
Like half a second. Yeah.
It's that fast. It's so good.
It's so good. Right, So
he's just busting the wife's chops there for, like, a good 30 seconds without
Yeah, and then after that, he tells him to piss off, because he's in murder, and he doesn't give a shit about counterfeit money. Get the hell out of here.
Who gives a shit about counterfeit money? And Denny's like, well, don't you think that these are maybe connected, you giant moron? And the guy's like, nah, I don't give a shit. I'm like, yeah, okay, cops in the fit. Yeah, cops. All right.
Well, no, I can explain it. I can explain everything. Oh, then explain everything, the wife says. And the cop's like, yeah, explain everything.
Yeah, the cop fucks him up here.
I will.
Finally.
No, I will. I'll explain. It all started when oh shit, I have to explain I didn't actually buy her a dog.
Well, yeah, like I forgot my wife's anniversary, and then I stole a dog.
He's like, well, you know what?
Four different murders.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, let's just leave. Let's not explain this. Actually, that sounds great. I think I'll just go.
Yeah. So then the cop's like, no. I think you need to explain. Just like holds him to it, and she gets all pissed and stuff. So.
It's very funny. It's really good.
It's good.
So they go back. The guy who was at the kennel shows up. Like, after... Okay, so... Well, first of all... Yes, the guy at the kennel shows up. That was the first
Yeah,
thing.
because they go back to the house, and he shows up, and he's like, "Oh, I'm here for the reward." He's like, "What the hell? You're the guy that dropped off the dog for me. What are you doing answering the door?" And he's like, "Just shut up and go away." And he's like, No, I'm here for my reward. You can't, like, stiff me out of my reward." And he busts into the house, and he's like, "Oh my god, you brought the dog back. Like, give him a reward." So he's like, all right, here's $6, just go." And he's like, $6? What the fuck? This whole thing back and forth. He has to pay the guy off, and eventually it kind of obviously comes out where he's like, well, like, what are you trying to pull here? You're the guy that dropped the dog off with me. Now you want the dog back. You're getting into this reward. And she's like, wait, you gave the dog. So, of course, he's in even more trouble.
Yes.
And he's like, well, wait a minute. How did he know to give the dog here? And she's like, oh, well, I put an ad in the paper. And the guy's immediately like,
after three people...
shit, we're fucking cursed. There's going to be a million gangsters showing up here to kill us all.
No, 4 fucking people dead.
Yeah.
Because they put ads in the paper for this dog. And she just puts an ad in the paper and doesn't even think about it. God damn it, lady.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. And so, of course, he's like, I don't want to explain this to you, but let's go. Let's fucking leave. We don't need
we're gonna get out of the house for a little while. She's like, well, but my mom's finally gone. We can finally go upstairs and put that bun in that roll.
Yeah, we can go upstairs and do the nasty.
We can jump on the couches.
Yeah.
Get in the furniture. Mess up the sheets. Anyways, there's a whole... So he's like trying to drag her out the door in a nightgown and stuff, and runs out the back. Like, he's trying to pull her out, and he's like, well... She's going, well, what's going to happen? And he's like, well, there's probably some guys going to show up. And she's like, oh, you mean like the 2 men behind you? Yep, like those ones. Walked back in the house.
Because the counterfeiter showed up, right?
Yeah, Paz Chalmenteri and his, I don't know, Coke bottle-rimmed glass friend show up.
Yeah. But they don't know that the money was counterfeit, right?
Yes.
So they're trying to interrogate him, like, hey, give me back the bag that we gave you. What the fuck, lady?
Yeah, you didn't have any of the goods. Give us back the money.
Yeah, so he's like, well, it was counterfeit. Any fucking idiot. Any moron. Any stupid fucking...
Yeah, the wife sits there and does that speech to them. Yeah. Which is good. Yeah, she's like, oh, any fucking dumbass would have noticed that's funny money. You dummies. You absolute idiots. You fucking brainless, goblets.
Just choose them out for it. It's so good. But then they're like, wait, that money was fake? But I could have gone to jail for this job, bud. What the fuck? Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I gave them fake money so that we could keep the real money and get both, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have double-crossed the pal, and it's obvious that he would have double-crossed the pal.
Yeah, as the narrator comes in, he would have double-crossed that pal.
Yeah. So they're obviously having like a falling out. They both pull guns on each other and shoot each other at the same time in front of these two.
They both die.
They both fall over and die. There's dead on the floor. I also really like the scene there where he's like telling her, he's like, shut up, honey, they got guns on us. And they're like, yeah, you should listen to your husband. And it's like, he's a coward and he knows what the right thing to do. He's like, yep, I'm a coward.
I'm like, coward. Yep, I'm that guy.
That's me. 2 people got guns on me. I'm a coward. I'm like, hey, smart. I'm also a coward when 2 people have guns on me. But yeah, so they're dead in front of him, and he's like, "Oh my God, what are we gonna do? We better call the cops and let them know there's 2 dead bodies here." And as they're doing that,
again,
2 more gangsters.
Well, yeah, because they call the cops and say, "Hey, there's 2 more dead bodies. Show up." And then the door, like, there's a knock at the door. It's like, "Oh, that was quick."
God damn, the response time of this department's amazing.
Fucking idiots. And it's the other 2...
Like 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's the other 2 gangsters that shot everybody else so far.
Yes.
This fucking movie. And they show up. They're like, hey, see?
Where's the dog,
Where's that dog, eh? Oh, there it is. It's on the ground. Those other 2 gangsters that showed up earlier hit it on the head.
Oh, yeah, they make it the dog's dead. They hit the dog over the head, and they say that you killed the dog.
And they knocked out the wife. Too.
Well, no, she faints.
Or she faints, okay.
Yeah, she faints after they both die.
So, like, he's sitting in a room with 2 dead guys, his wife fainted on the ground, and his dog, presumed dead. And these 2 gangsters show up, he's like, I don't know, just go fuck it in there and get it, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, they walk in and they're just like,
you can have the dog,
what the fuck's going on in this house? And he's like, I don't know, just do whatever you want. Fuck, my life's a mess. My whole life ruined by dogs.
My whole life ruined by dogs. And so one of the 2 gangsters dies, but I don't remember how.
No, what it
Doesn't
is they pull guns on him kind of thing, and they're talking about like they're gonna shoot him, and he
Yeah.
finally screws up the courage and he punches him.
Oh yeah, he
Even
knocks
though
him
he's got a
out.
gun on him.
Yeah.
And then he looks at his hand. He's like, "Holy shit! I actually punched the guy out." And the
Yeah,
guy's
and then
like
he's like,
unconscious.
"Brr."
And then he looks at the other guy, and the other guy's like, "I still have a gun on you." And he goes, "Oh yeah, okay, sorry. Well, apologies for that. Whoops."
Like that's after he enters his idol animation though, when he starts like, getting ready to punch. And he's like, yeah.
Yes, yeah, he's just sitting there like bobbing up and down. With his head. But yeah, so
Yeah.
the cops show like then you start hearing sirens and he's like, "Oh, we called the cops." And he's like, "All right, I'm getting out of here. Where's the fire escape?" Because I guess that they're on like the second.
They're on
floor?
like second or third floor or something. Yeah, because it's an apartment.
yes.
It's look like a house though. I don't know. I
mean, it's done like when they show the fire escape outside, it looks like just like a house fire escape. So I don't know. They have like some kind of ladder that they put in.
But like he starts to go out one of the windows. He's like, no, it's the other window. That one.
Yeah. And the guy's backing out because he's got to hold the gun on him.
Yeah.
And immediately you hear, whoa, thump, because of course he tells him the wrong windows. The dumbass falls out the goddamn window.
Just jumps out a window without even looking.
Jumps out a fucking window.
Oh my god.
Cops show up and they walk in and there's like
bodies
2 dead
everywhere.
bodies.
Yeah.
Well, one of the gangsters unconscious. The dog fucking dead on the floor. His wife collapsed underneath that. His mother-in-law comes in at the same time
Faints,
now and
yeah.
sees the daughter like on the floor unconscious. He's like, "Oh, they killed my baby!" And it's like this whole chaotic scene of all of them like screaming and yelling over each other. And the cop's like, "Holy shit! These are all the gangsters in town. They're all worth a $5,000 reward apiece. You took them out single-handedly, huh?"
You're rich, kid. You're rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, he's just sitting on the floor with like his head in his hands, just like crying, like, "Fuck, why did I get this dog?" He's like, "You'll find another $5,000 outside, unconscious. He fell down the fire escape."
Yeah. Wow, crack shot, kid. You took them all out unarmed.
Yeah,
That's
they're
amazing. You're amazing.
They all think that he's fucking John Wick for some reason.
I didn't even do anything. I just want peace.
I just want to go upstairs and put my dog in that woman's fanny.
I just want to go upstairs and turn on the hot dog warmer. I don't turn on the rollers if you know what I mean.
I want my wife to put curlers in her hair.
God damn it! Oh my god. So yeah,
50s isms are great.
they round that up. They get $20,000 for all the gangsters that they killed and arrested. I guess whatever. And it's the next day or sometime later. They're listening to the news saying, "Wow, this guy crack shot took out all the gangsters in town."
All at once, rounded up all the gangs, counterfeiters, smugglers, the whole bit.
Then the wife's complaining, "Oh, this is like the 5th time we've heard this today. Jesus Christ." Turn it off. Stop it.
Oh, God.
And so his lamb chops are missing from their dinner, I guess they're having, although it looked like breakfast.
It looked like a dinner. They were having like a celebratory dinner for having all the money that they got, kind of thing.
And
it's weird because it could be breakfast because they've got the paper. Like it's just kind of strange.
Doesn't really make sense. But we find out that Archie's not dead, and he has a big Band-Aid on his head, and he's totally fine, and he's still stealing food like a good boy.
Yeah, stole the lamb chops off the plate. And she goes to pick up she's like, "That's okay. I had a big steak for the dog, so I'll make that for you. It'll only take a minute to cook up," kind of thing. Goes to make it for him, and then he's like, "Nah, the only steak we're having is upstairs in the bedroom."
Well, yes,
I'm gonna put some mushrooms on that steak and have it blue rare.
But he gets revenge. Okay. It's a meat and potatoes.
It's a meat and potatoes kind of meal. We're gonna.
Yeah, but okay. So
you want those potatoes mashed or roasted, baby?
He goes fucking feral at this point. Like, he's just so done with it. He gets mad at the dog. He picks it up, bites the dog.
He bites
into him like a sandwich. Just like holds him sideways like a submarine and bites in the middle like a fucking. I don't. Ugh. And then she's like, "Why did you bite the dog?" "I'll do what I want." And he just grabs her and starts picking her upstairs. and walks by the mother-in-law who has company over. Like, as they go upstairs, like, what happened? Daddy bit the dog. Well, he could do wherever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, the mother-in-law turns and looks at her guests who are all staring at her like, what the fuck's wrong with your family? And she looks at them and she's like, what are you doing judging what the fuck he does in his own fucking house, you pieces of shit?
And then they go upstairs and finally make with the sex.
They finally flip the fat couch cushions. They dust the room.
Yeah.
They I'm out. They sear that steak.
they wash the windows.
Potatoes. Oh god.
Oh my god.
They do some fucking, kids. That's what we're gonna.
The movie begins on a song about fucking and ends with fucking.
Ends with actual fucking.
Jesus.
The 50s.
The 50s.
The movie did say right at the beginning 18 plus.
It did say 18 plus. The only thing they were missing is everybody in the movie wasn't smoking at all times. It's the only thing.
They had no smoking at all.
Yeah.
Well, no, a bunch of the cops and stuff had cigars.
Cops had cigars, maybe, but
yeah.
there wasn't just somebody like chain smoking the whole time.
No, it wasn't obvious. Like a lot of movies back then, like every time they go into a place, it's like, hey, you want to smoke? Like they walk into the store to buy for the anniversary present. It's like, you want to light up every.
Hey kids, you know what's healthy and good for you? Cigarettes. You should smoke them, like me.
Yeah, it's surprising that they didn't have that, because that's a common thing in a lot of older films, is just how much people smoke. But
oh man, well,
none of that really here.
That was I don't think we ever mentioned this. This is our first black and white film.
Yes,
we haven't done one on the podcast before that's black and white.
So it turns out that I have to apologize because I picked this movie out.
Yeah,
and it's pretty okay.
You fucked up. You fucked up.
I fucked up again. I keep picking real movies. I keep picking movies that have actual funny bits in them and decent stuff, and they've got a thorough plot line and like actors that are actually acting.
Lon Chaney Jr. is in this movie.
Lon Chaney Sr. Oh, no, it's Lon Chaney Jr.
I think it's Jr.
Right.
When I was looking at the pictures. Yeah.
Yep. And he's in all the Abbott and Costello movies and stuff.
He's in all the Universal monster movies of the 40s. Like, literally all of them. He was the Wolfman. He's in the Frankenstein movies. He's in all of them. Like, he was their guy.
Yeah, a lot of these people were actually, like, pretty famous, I think, for their day. Like, a lot of them were in some pretty highly rated movies back in the 50s and 60s and stuff, so.
A bunch of award winners. Like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, you were saying the actress won an Academy Award, right?
2 Academy Awards for supporting actress. Yeah, in
like
60
like they were all, and they did good. They were all really well acted. It was really funny. Honestly, this show was. There's like very little to say about it that's bad, which is great. I like talking about good movies sometimes. This movie was pretty good. Like it's very standard. It's what you'd expect. It's a 50s comedy. It holds up a little bit better than you'd expect in some ways, in that like there's not as much misogyny and stuff as you'd expect, but
it was lighter on the misogyny than I was expecting. Yes.
Yeah. Like little things like that were actually kind of surprising. Like it wasn't.
There wasn't as much racism either. There was a little, but not much.
What was there?
I would say caricatures. There was the Irishman. Like the Irish cops, a little bit. And then they called the guy that was with Kingpin who died in The Office the Foreigner.
I guess.
I guess. He was tiny. Like, it's like very minor.
He was like British though.
It's like really minor though is what I'm getting at.
Also, like, I wouldn't even say there was any really. Yeah. So like, it was interesting. It was a perfectly acceptable movie, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend it because it's just kind of a 50s movie. Yeah. But also it's a pretty decent 50s movie. There's some good moments in it. The whole scene, if you want to watch part of this movie, if I may recommend a scene for people to watch, go and try and find like just it's on Amazon Prime for free. Or you can pay $4. Your choice. Dealer's choice.
Free or $4.
Or $4. the scene where Gilly, just fast forward to where Gilly goes and stabs the guy through the curtain, because that whole scene of him like, oh, shut up to the cops and stuff. That actor has so much fucking fun playing Gilly.
Yeah.
He just does it so over the top, and like, consider the other tenants. Like that whole little bit in there, that like good 10-minute chunk of Gilly being in the movie. I'm really sad when Gilly got shot. Like, I was actually really upset about that, because I could have watched Gilly this whole fucking movie. Gilly was fantastic.
Well, let's rate the dog. So Archie the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Archie is like a really good little scruffy dog that
terrier
loves to play and rolls around and chases like shoes and is really cute and a little troublemaker.
Archie is like the epitome of I'm going to cause problems.
Yeah.
Archie is so fucking good. I loved this dog.
Archie, the only thing Archie would need to be a perfect dog would be a little bit of a love of Satan.
Yes. Yeah.
If it just a tiny bit, like a small reference, anything.
Well,
but
I mean, okay, are we going to consider, though, that Archie has a much higher body count than Playdead does?
There is a bigger body count, that's true.
Like 4 times the body count. I think that's worshiping Satan in his own way. Archie worships Satan how he wants to worship Satan, and that makes him special.
This movie has a bigger body count than most of the horror films we've seen.
Almost every horror movie that we watched, this one has a bigger body count.
What the fuck?
It's wild. Archie's scene of like the one where he's crawling towards him as the guy's going like, oh no, gosh golly jeez, don't come to me. Like that whole little thing, the dog's crawling is the fucking cutest thing. That dog is so good.
He's doing kind of like a Dick Van Dyke there or something, yeah. But
there's a very, the dog does a lot of little tricks though, actually, I think.
Yeah, it does.
I feel like the dog did a few.
I'd give Archie a nice solid 13 out of 10.
Yes.
Really good dog.
Archie is very much one of my favorite dogs that we've had. If I were to recommend the movie for another thing, actually, it would be the actual dog. Like, Archie was very, very, very good. I was a fan.
Yeah.
I've been saying that we've had a lot of dogs that I've liked a lot recently, but yeah, I liked Archie a lot. Archie was great.
I don't know how to end this one.
It was just a movie. Like, that's the thing, is we watched like a pretty decent movie. It's not even like a movie that we have to qualify in a lot of ways. It's just like, yeah, it's just, I mean, we talked about it, but that's the movie. It's a cool movie. I was fine with it. In the 50s, I'd have paid a good 20 cents to, well, probably not 20 cents. That's a lot of money.
Holy
maybe like
shit,
are you,
whoa! 20 cents? Are you mad?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm fucking moneybag. Okay,
that's like just walking up to a guy, handing him $1 and say, hey, give this letter to someone when they come by. You can't just hand a guy $1.
You can't just overpay that much. I know, I'm sorry. Okay.
Jesus Christ, man.
And a nickel then. I'd give him a nickel. I'd have paid a good nickel for this movie.
I would have given him a dime and asked for a nickel back. And he would have told me, look at this photograph, and I would have had no idea what was happening.
We'll see you next week for more Rough Cuts. This one was really good. I was a fan of this movie. I just want to have an aside that we talk about doing good boys and bad movies, but God, it's nice to do a movie that I'm actually just happy to watch. Yeah. Like, this was just kind of fun.
Well,
I didn't have to like sit here and hold my head in my hands. I wasn't like scribbling little like stick figure drawings in the notes because I had nothing to do and I wanted to just tear my eyes out.
Yeah.
Like, this movie might not be as good as we're saying because I'm just so used to sitting here being like,
make it end. Make it stop.
Banging my head on the fucking table like, God, let it end. How long are we in this movie? It's been an hour and a half, right? No, 20 minutes. Fuck.
Yeah. My whole life ruined by dogs.